My name is Patrick Lee. I'm the Executive Director at Services for Independent Living here in Columbia. Our mission here is to empower individuals with disabilities, seniors, and veterans to maximize their independence in the community. We do serve 7 counties, but the bulk of our work is done in Boone County, where 85% of our consumers are. At Journey to Independence, our focus are on youth and young adults, and in Boone County, 7.7% of those folks of that segment have disabilities, so it's a significant population. Goal of the program is to help remove the barriers to independence and employability for these folks. One is access to employment for individuals with disabilities. The other is sustainable, affordable housing. That has been an issue. Accessible transportation, because oftentimes a barrier for these folks. It's difficult to get to and from work when you don't have transportation. The last barrier is helping kids facilitate transitions out of post-secondary schools. I think the system is designed more focused in the IEP process to get kids successfully to graduate with not a lot of thought about what happens when they graduate. Our approach is going to be to give them the skills that they need, soft and hard skills, so that first of all they have a plan. They know what they want to do after high school. It's rarely discussed in their IEP meetings. I think part of it is that a lot of these kids aren't ready for employment. They haven't been given the skills necessary. A lot of them don't know how to do a resume. There's issues with concerns that employers have that they can't provide the accommodations that are necessary. And this is actually where SIL can bring a lot of resources to bear. We have folks that can come in and actually assist the employer in determining how to make the accommodations as simple as possible. If there's assistive adaptive tech that's needed, we can oftentimes facilitate getting that at no cost. And I think the second part is that a lot of folks with disabilities don't have a lot of confidence when they're going to the job force. And so we have to do things with them. We have to do mock interview training. We have to help them with their resumes. We've got to help them learn how to advocate for themselves. And advocacy is a huge part of what we do for these folks. I think sometimes there's a lack of understanding, and these folks struggle with really navigating the whole Social Security maze and where the cutoffs are. And I think that scares employers a little bit as well. So do they want a full-time job? Do they want a part-time job? It's clearly got to be discussed early on. And it really has to be discussed in the context of, do you really want a full-time job where you would get off of Social Security benefits, because that is a trajectory in and of itself. So that's got to be discussed in the planning phase. Or are you really just at the point where you're looking for a part-time job? You want supplemental income. So that's the decision point right at the beginning. You're in Columbia. There's all kinds of transportation challenges. Ultimately, the best solution for these folks, assuming that they are physically able to drive, and that becomes the thing that has to be assessed, is get them to get their own license. That's the ultimate independence for transportation, and it makes them a much more reliable employee. We're doing a lot more than just the actual training and the focus on the youth and the young adults and the employment placement. We have the resources to help the employers feel more comfortable, and that's our Access Services Department. To the degree that we can make our transportation services available, we certainly will. It's just there's ultimately going to be some limit of capacity there for us. And pretty much everything that as an agency we can do, those resources are going to be brought into this program. So in that way, we're really optimizing and providing a pretty efficient investment for the United Way in this program for us. Every program we have leverages the resources of the other programs. It's how our DNA is created, and it's going to be the case here as well. So we have someone we've worked with for years that she's completely blind and she's mostly deaf. Some of it's intermittent. At age 13, she was introduced to SIL. So we've worked with her in our youth programs over time. She had a lot of good coaches here, and that is our job for someone like that, is we help coach them along the way. And we'll do the same thing in this program. We're there to empower them to take the initiative to do for themselves. And with this in the consumer, that was easy. We've proven that in all the programming that we do, that what we do is high impact, because these folks have a lot of other disadvantages that most people don't have. And that's what we live for here.